to Travel Beans. I'm Emma, behind the camera is Alex, and today is day one of our Safestay Rail Pass adventure. The Safestay Rail Pass gives you access to both transportation and accommodation in one pass. To kick off this trip, we made our way to central London to Safestay's Holland Park location. Hello and welcome to our new travel series around Europe.
We have been working really hard on this and we are so excited to bring you guys along. Now, as YouTubers, we have a responsibility before we start anything, and that is to tell you, if you're new, to subscribe. And if you're not new, like, comment. This is your responsibility as the audience. Or not, ignore it. Have you done it? Let's go.
As we have never stayed in a Safestay hostel before, we wanted to kick off this video with showing you guys a little bit about what to expect when you come and stay here. Firstly, this is our humble abode for the next couple of nights. So they've got the triple bunk beds, which incidentally, at the hostel that Alex and I met at, was the only other hostel that I've stayed in that has the triple bunk. So it's a bit of a blast from the past, really. As for the bunk beds themselves, I am not the most graceful person at clambering up the ladders, so I tend to go for a bottom bunk option. And one thing I can say that I truly appreciate about these beds is the privacy curtains. Why? Because I am not the most attractive sleeper and I don't want other people to see that.
She is telling the truth.
I do not snore, how dare you?
All snorers deny they snore.
That's true. Arguably, the best reason to stay at a hostel is the social life. So there are plenty of communal areas here at the Safestay at Holland Park. So downstairs you have a games room that has a ping pong table and a pool table as well. There's also a cafe and restaurant area which offers super reasonable prices on the food. And also at this hostel, for an additional fee, you can have your own private room. This one in particular is a family room that sleeps up to 4 people. So you have the double bed on the bottom bunk here, a single on the top, and then another single over there. We also have some storage underneath for all of your luggage and an ensuite bathroom. Undeniably, the most unique thing about this hostel is the building itself, which you can see behind me, and actually its location. It is located right inside of Holland Park in central London. Holland Park covers around 54 acres of land and is a wonderful oasis in the city. We went for a wander around and it wasn't long before we made friends with the locals. Sorry? So cute.
He's the animal whisperer.
Yeah.
I don't know, I think they just recognise monkey nuts. It doesn't matter really who's giving them. You can give them one at a time, don't throw them all in, just give them one. And if you put your hand up, the bird will come, if you see one. Yeah, come on my head. I love it. I love it.
God, that's so
Coming for you, it's coming for you.
Got him.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And thank you for the peacock recommendation. We'll go check them out
I don't know
now.
if we're going to be there, but
Fingers crossed,
that's
we'll
where
see.
they normally hang around.
I want to give a shout out to the animal whisperer of Holland Park. Firstly, what a legend. He comes here every day and feeds the animals. Secondly, he's not weird. Can you believe? Come on, crazy animal man at the park isn't weird.
Yeah, he's
Legend.
not crazy.
And thirdly, he gave us the recommendation, if we keep coming, we're going to find beautiful peacocks. When I see peacocks, I always kind of remind me of like a woman in a wedding dress. It just looks awkward, you know, just walking around like that. Like, why are they not proud? Look, it's starting to raise its feathers. I've never looked at a peacock so up close here. They're very, very friendly. They do come quite close. And they've got this like leathery underbelly of feathers, which is just something really interesting I've never seen before. I had no idea that Holland Park was going to be such a little wildlife safari for me. And just in general, it's a very beautiful park.
After being pleasantly surprised by the nature and wildlife right on our doorstep, we headed back to the hostel to get some recommendations of what else there is to see and do nearby.
Just walking distance, we have the Diesel Museum, which is just the beginning of the park, and it's like free entrance. It's a really nice museum. And then walking distance, we have Hyde Park as well. which is a really big park, nice park. And then we have near the hostel, we have the Notting Hill Gate. There is Portobello Market, which is a really nice market, big market, and yeah, it's just 10 minutes walk from the hostel.
The walk from the hostel to Portobello Market is a beautiful one, with colourful houses and tree-lined streets leading you there. Portobello Road Market has been a market since the 1800s, located in Notting Hill in West London. On this kilometre-long stretch, you can find a wide variety of vendors selling everything from vintage jewellery and souvenirs to tasty treats from around the world. This market is awesome. They literally have anything you could possibly imagine here. And weirdly enough, about 8 years ago, I lost a pair of gold leaf earrings in Cambodia, and I've been looking for a replacement pair ever since. Weirdly enough, just now I found a pair at a market store for £8. Absolute bargain.
You've been banging on about it for years.
I know, I was so sad when I lost them, so I am very happy today. This market is awesome.
I am going to completely disagree with Emma, and I'm going to say this market is rubbish. Rubbish! Okay, I was enjoying myself very much so, thought it was fantastic actually, but then I realised, even with this plethora of options of food, a British market doesn't have the Scotch egg.
Shocking.
The Scotch egg isn't here! When I go to a food market, I'm always looking for a premium Scotch egg. For people outside of the UK, the Scotch egg is a classic national snack. And it's just egg, sausage meat and breadcrumbs. How can you go wrong? Well, you can go wrong here in Portobello Market. I guess this is a blessing in disguise because tomorrow we are going to Scotland and I guess the Scotch egg is from Scotland?
I guess so.
So it would make sense to go and have the Scotch egg where it was made.
After a bit of research, we found out that the Scotch egg actually originated in London. So we jumped on a tube to Fortnum and Mason's, where it's claimed that the Scotch egg was invented. We were even lucky enough to be able to speak to Fortnum and Mason's very own archivist, Dr Andrea Turner, to learn a little bit more about it.
Fortnum and Mason was founded in 1707, the same year that Britain was founded.
Oh, wow.
In Duke Street. We're still occupying the same site. By the early 18th century, we had a doorway in Piccadilly, and Piccadilly is really the beginning of the Great Road to the West. If you start at Piccadilly Circus today and you keep going, you'll end up in Pembrokeshire and you'll drop off the end of Britain. There used to be a lot of coaching inns on Piccadilly, so if you were going west or south from London, you could start here. It could take days to get to Cornwall or Wales, for example.
Imagine.
And if anybody's eaten at a British motorway service station, imagine what the equivalent of that would be in the 18th century. So we were beginning to get requests from our customers for effectively picnics, travellers' baskets, to start them off on their journey on the public coach. And so about 1738, our chef came up with the idea of the Scotched egg. It would have been a pullet's egg, so a little bit smaller than what we have today, and covered in forcemeat, so something a bit more like cross between a patty and a haggis.
Okay.
You can imagine.
Yeah, stronger taste.
Much stronger taste with lots of mace and pepper, and then dipped in breadcrumbs, deep fried, and it's the sort of thing that you could just wrap up in your pocket handkerchief, stick it in your pocket, and it could keep you going on the long road to.
So not much has actually
Penzance.
changed since then. It's still
no,
kind of a
no.
hearty snack, I suppose.
It is a hearty snack. I think the thing that's changed over the years is it's, of course, hen's egg now, and we tend to use sausage meat, so it's a pork meat. I suspect it probably wasn't pork at the beginning, and now we have a huge variety of Scotch eggs. And you traditionally have it with piccalilli, if it's a London Scotch egg.
Okay.
And piccalilli is the great London pickle full of saffron.
So we've been talking about Scotch eggs for a long time now, and I think it's about time that I try one. Luckily, living in 2020 means that I can actually have a vegetarian Scotch egg, which I'm sure they wouldn't have had back in the day. Is there any particular etiquette of how to eat a Scotch egg properly?
It depends where you are.
Okay.
If you're sitting in a football stand, or you're on a coach, or you're on a train, get yourself a napkin and just bite in.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would cut it in half and then in quarters and then in eighths, and that way it's much easier to eat.
Okay.
And if you can, I strongly recommend you have some Piccadilly with it, because it just adds a bit of zing.
Oh, it smells really nice. I can smell sort of the spices and things in
Yes,
there.
it has quite a lot of cumin in it.
Oh,
you'll
nice.
find.
Okay. And a bit of Piccadilly on there. Is that a normal amount of
I
Piccadilly?
would
I've
say
never had
so.
it.
No, well, you've had it. Yeah.
All right, cheers. I can honestly say that's the best Scotch egg I've ever had. I mean, granted, Scotch eggs for vegetarians is very limited. That's so nice because you have quite a lot of texture in the sort of vegetarian meat on the outside, and a lot of spices. I can definitely taste the cumin, and that Piccadilly, as well as the flavour, gives it such a nice crunch and a bit more texture. Amazing. I think you need to try these other ones out.
I have to say I'm quite apprehensive, having never had the runny yolk. I don't know if I trust it, to be honest. So this is quite a strong flavour?
It's quite strong, quite crunchy. Has mustard seed, it has saffron, a few spices.
This is probably the most excited I've been for a Scotch egg, and I've eaten a lot of Scotch eggs.
So it's made with organic, free-range pork.
I'm delighted to say that the runny yolk works perfectly. And I've never actually thought about having something like this for breakfast, but it's kind of almost like a breakfast thing,
Well,
with
I
a sausage
suppose,
and an egg.
Yes, pork and eggs.
Conveniently
absolutely,
placed together.
Yes, yes.
Oh, that's like such a perfect accompaniment.
I think it's a very bright pickle, and I think it goes very well with something that is rather rich and rather dense.
And then, okay, something I'm very nervous about is that we have a black pudding, and I've never had black pudding, and it's actually a long-running joke with some of our subscribers who always tell me I need to try it.
Yes, you do.
So my eyes have lighted up when I've seen this, and
there's not too much. It's not entirely black pudding. There is pork
Okay.
meat in there too.
Are you a black pudding fan?
No. I had it every Sunday morning when I was a child.
Okay.
My father
Made you have it?
Yes, bacon and eggs and black pudding.
I want to like it, and I'm in a place where you're serving it.
Well, we won't be upset. You can't like everything.
everything. So, Chris Dickinson, this is for you. It started well.
You're not keen.
It's not. It's got a very like pate flavour or something.
Yes.
To me, it's not too bad. It's just a little bit rich, maybe. For me, the traditional is the winner, but just to have such range of Scotch eggs just makes a big fan like myself just so excited. For people that are coming to the UK and want to try something traditional, especially as a snack, I always say the Scotch egg is the way to go.
So who knew that the Scotch egg wasn't from Scotland?
Well, I for one didn't, and I am going to take out that little British flag on it and replace it with an English one because I'm proud to have it as our own.
Well, now I'm confused because I don't even know what they eat in Scotland. So if you would like to find out what they eat in Scotland,
Smooth segue.
we are going to Glasgow next. So hit that subscribe button, like, and don't forget the notification bell to be notified of said videos.
Don't forget to leave a comment. We would like to know your hostel stories. Tell us the good, the bad, and the ugly. And did you know that the Scotch egg was from London, or was it just us that was very mistaken? And finally, thank you very much for watching. If you're new here, turn the volume down. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time, and be